Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 7th of May. US Commerce Secretary attends business conference with Indian counterpart in New Delhi. Afghan President asks Taliban to respond to call for peace. And FSF-N, Naya Shakti Nepal declare unification. And now for all the details. US Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said on Tuesday that India's rules on localization of data and price caps on medical devices imported from the United States are barriers to trade, but New Delhi is committed to addressing them after the country's elections. He made the remarks while attending a business conference with his Indian counterpart, Suresh Prabhu, in New Delhi.
India's rules on localization of data and price caps on medical devices imported from the United States are barriers to trade, but New Delhi is committed to addressing them after the country's elections, US Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said on Tuesday. While addressing a business conference in New Delhi, Ross said there will still overly restrictive market barriers in India, but applauded India's commitment to addressing them. He said with its strong and growing economy, India is key to Trump administration's approach to the Indo-Pacific region. India's 39-day general election will end on May 19th and votes will be counted 4 days later.
We applaud India's commitment to addressing some of these barriers once the government is reformed, probably starting in the month of June.
Ross held talks with his Indian counterpart Suresh Prabhu on Monday, after which New Delhi said that the two countries would engage regularly to resolve outstanding trade issues. In March, US President Donald Trump announced plans to end preferential trade treatment for India that allows duty-free entry for up to $5.6 billion worth of its exports to the United States. India has held off implementation of new tariffs on US goods after Washington refused to give it an exemption on higher steel duties.
Joint naval exercise Varuna began on Monday between the navies of India and France in India's western coast of Goa province. The exercise would include anti-submarine exercises, live firing drills and basic to advanced level exercises for carrier-borne fighter aircraft.
A joint naval exercise Varuna began on Monday between the maritime forces of India and France in India's western coast of Goa province. The maritime exercise would be conducted in two phases, with the first being held off the coast of Goa from May 7th to May 10th. The first phase would include anti-submarine exercises, live firing drills, naval helicopter operations and basic to advanced level exercises for carrier-borne fighter aircraft.
Varuna is stepping up in scope and complexity this year to the highest interoperability level, as operations will be conducted in all the three dimensions below, on and above the sea.
Underscoring the shared interests and the commitment of both nations in promoting maritime security. The 2019 edition witnesses the participation of greater numbers and types of naval units from both sides, including ships, submarines, and various aircraft, which shall be conducting a diverse array of exercises at sea.
Named after Hindu sea god Varuna, the joint navy exercise between the two countries first commenced in 1993, and since then it has been playing a key role in strengthening relations between India and France.
Moving on, Baloch activist Karima Baloch has accused Pakistan of exploiting natural resources and eliminating the people of Balochistan, the province with immense geostrategic importance. She highlighted that human rights defenders and political activists in Balochistan are regularly grappling with threats of extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances.
Prominent Baloch women activist Garima Baloch has accused Pakistan of taking away the resources and eliminating the people of Balochistan, the province with immense geostrategic importance and huge untapped reserves of natural resources. In a recent interview, she said that the people of Balochistan are fighting a decades-long war with Pakistan for their rights, but are being labelled as traitors and extremists. She highlighted that the human rights defenders and political activists in Balochistan are regularly grappling with the threats of extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances.
हमें तो अक्सर पाकिस्तान बोलती आ रही है कि हमें आप लोगों की ज़मीन चाहिए, आप लोग नहीं चाहिए, आप लोगों की रिसोर्सेज चाहिए है। तो बलूचिस्तान का जो उसकी ज़मीन है, उसकी रिसोर्सेज हैं और रीजन में उसकी जो अहमियत है जियोग्राफिक, ज़ाहिर सी बात है उसको कंट्रोल में लाने के लिए और उसे जो बलूच हैं उनको सफ़े हसी से मिटाने के लिए जो बलूचिस्तान में जो आज़ादी की एक स्ट्रगल चल रही है उसको हमेशा के लिए खामोश कराने की जो उसकी पॉलिसी है वो है अपनी जगह और उसमें तेज़ी भी आ रही है।
The difficulties of Baloch people have multiplied since the launch of the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC project, as the Pakistan Army has intensified its operations to ensure safe passage to China in Balochistan. Scores of political activists and intellectuals have gone missing from the Balochistan in the past few years. Activists accused that the CPEC project has only brought death and destruction for the local people instead of economic opportunities and blamed that those who have opposed it have been subject to torture and violent crackdowns.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani has asked the Taliban to respond to call for peace by Afghans, which was made ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. An immediate ceasefire between the Afghan government and the Taliban was the main demand of Afghans, which was reflected at the Grand Consultative Assembly held in Kabul last week.
Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, in a video message on Ramadan, has reiterated his call on the Taliban to respond to the demand of Afghans for peace and reconciliation, which was reflected at the Grand Council meet last week. An immediate ceasefire between the Afghan government and the Taliban was the main demand of around 3,200 delegates of the Loya Jirga or Grand Consultative Assembly, which was initially rejected by the Taliban. Ghani also assured Afghans that the resolution of the peace jirga will make a big part of the peace policy of his government.
یک بار دیگر از طالبان می‌خواهم که به این ماه مبارک احترام بگذارند و به تقاضای صلح و آشتی مردم افغانستان که در فیصله‌های لوی جرگه مشورتی صلح با سریع‌ترین کلمات انعکاس یافت لبیک بگویند.
Meanwhile, Taliban is still insisting on more discussions on withdrawal of foreign forces in their talks with US officials in Qatar. The talks were stopped for one day due to the beginning of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan and were to resume on Tuesday.
In news from Nepal, Nepal's former Prime Minister Baburam Bhattarai and incumbent Deputy Prime Minister Upendra Yadav on Monday merged their parties to form Samajwadi Party Nepal. The leaders vowed to fight together for federalism in the country and bringing amendments in the constitution.
Nepal's former Prime Minister Baburam Bhattarai and incumbent Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Health Upendra Yadav on Monday announced a new party after unification. The Federal Socialist Forum Nepal, or FSF-N, under leadership of Upendra Yadav, and Naya Shakti Party under leadership of Baburam Bhattarai merged to form Samajwadi Party Nepal. Announcing the unification, the leaders vowed to fight together for the federalism of the nation. They also expressed their commitment for the rights of Madhesis through constitution amendment. Yadav also appealed other Madhes-based parties to come and join them to fight for the common issues.
जो परिवर्तन का पक्षमा पहिचान का पक्षमा सुन्छ उहाँहरूलाई पनि म आह्वान गर्न चाहन्छु आउनुहोस् हामी मिलेर अगाडि बढौं समाजवादी पार्टी सबैको लागि हो
With the signing of the accord, both Yadav and Bhattarai will be the chairperson of the unified party, with executive power lying on Yadav as he is the chair of party's central committee, whereas Bhattarai is the chair of the Federal Council.
People across India on Tuesday thronged to jewellery shops to buy gold ornaments on the auspicious occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. The day is considered auspicious by Hindus who buy gold as it is believed to bring good luck, success and prosperity.
People across India on Tuesday thronged jewellery showrooms to buy gold, silver and diamond ornaments on the auspicious occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. Women were seen trying different ornaments in crowded jewellery shops in Rajkot city of India's western Gujarat province. The day is considered auspicious by Hindus who buy gold as it is believed to bring good luck, success and prosperity.
आज अक्षय तृतीया और पुष्य नक्षत्र है तो हमें लगता है कि हमारे बुजुर्ग लोग जो इस मौके को बहुत शुभ मानते हैं वही मौका हम आज परसों से माने जा रहे हैं तो हम इस परंपरा को आज भी यहाँ लेके आए हैं तो इस अवसर पर सोने की बहुत मेहनत रखती है तो हम इस अवसर पर ये सोना बहुत खरीद सकते हैं.
Similar scenes were witnessed in Chennai city of India's southern Tamil Nadu province, where women made beelines to buy the yellow metal. Akshaya Tritiya, the third day of the lunar fortnight of Baisakh, the second month according to Hindu calendar, is considered one of the foremost sacred days of the year.
Indian Muslims began the celebrations of the holy month of Ramadan on Tuesday by feasting and preparing for day-long fasting. Throughout the fasting month, devout Muslims abstain from food and drinking during daylight hours and devote their time in prayers and charity.
Muslims across India on Tuesday celebrated the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan by feasting and preparing for fasting. In Madurai city of India's southern Tamil Nadu province, people woke up early in the morning to have food at the community feast organized by the Thirkuvasal mosque in the city. Devotees, including children, were seen eating on banana leaves before starting their day-long fast.
இது இந்த விருந்தை கடந்த 10 ஆண்டு காலமாக நாங்கள் திருக்குவாசல் ஜமாத் சார்பாக நாங்கள் செஞ்சுட்டு வர்றோம். மற்ற ஏனைய ஜமாத்தில் இருந்து மதுரை மாநகரில் உள்ள மற்ற அனைத்து ஜமாத்தில் இருந்து எல்லா மக்களும் சாப்பிட்டு நல்ல ஒரு இந்த நோன்பை பின்தொடர்ந்து நோன்பை கடமையாக்குவாங்க.
Meanwhile, in Surat city of India's western Gujarat province, the markets were lit up and decorated for the festive month, and people were seen buying dates, fruits, sweets and other food items.
हम लोग रमज़ान महीने की बहुत दिनों से इंतज़ार करते हैं. ये महीना हमारे लिए बहुत खुशी का होता है. ये महीने में अल्लाह हम पर बहुत मेहरबान होता है. पूरी दुनिया की सब नेमतें हमको ये महीने में मिल जाती हैं. इबादत की, खाने पीने से लेकर हर चीज़ की नेमत हमको अल्लाह ये महीने में हासिल कर देता है.
For Muslims, Ramadan is a time to detach from worldly pleasures and focus on their prayers. The fast is intended to bring the devout closer to God and to remind them of the suffering of those less fortunate. The fasting month of Ramadan, the holiest in the Islamic calendar, would continue till June 4th.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. US Commerce Secretary attends business conference with Indian counterpart in New Delhi. Afghan President asks Taliban to respond to call for peace. And FSF-N, Naya Shakti Nepal declare unification. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.